Friday, everyone. I am feeling like super pumped today. And I say that every day, but I get so excited about live days. I don't know why. Like, I wake up, I'm like, today I get to go live and I get to talk to you guys. Let me check and make sure you can hear me. Okay, good. You can hear me. I always like that when you guys can hear me. So, I have a lot to talk about today. If you haven't yet, go to your email and download the Pursue Your Passion. If you are subscribed to the email, there is a little link in there and it says free worksheet. Download the worksheet because we're going to be going over it today. And we're going to be talking about how to take your passion, something you love and you're passionate about, and actually launch it into a business. These are the steps. So there's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 steps in order to pursue your passion. And we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about it. Between myself and all of the women and men that I have helped, I have launched almost a dozen businesses. Everything ranging from food to products, bows, crochet items, as well as my service-based companies. And I even run within the Motivated Mama Society. I even run an MLM, and the way those function are a little bit different. So when it comes to starting a business, I've kind of niched myself. Like I know a lot about how to start a business. So, but we need to dive in today on what you're passionate about. What is something you love and that would take you to the next level of living? I know when I dove in to this endeavor, I relaunched Millionaire Mamas Club several months ago, and I was like, man, what is my purpose? What is my calling? What am I truly passionate about? And I was getting it in the Daughter Diaries, but it wasn't like a quiet, close-knit community. And I felt like I was like, I need to relaunch this page because I need a community of women, of strong, amazing women to be able to come to and to be able to talk to. And that's why I relaunched this. And it's funny because instantly when I relaunched this, it just was like, oh, like I was fulfilling my purpose. I am passionate about it. I love showing up and talking to you guys. Like it makes me happy. And I love to give to you guys. I love to provide value. And all of the services that I provide here and the products you can purchase, they're all things I've been doing for many years. And I've actually taken it and put it and packaged it up into things that you guys can either have instant access to, or that you can have a live group coaching program. So I take what I do on a daily basis and I put it in here, and I talk to you guys and I see what your problems are. You know, every time you go into you like join the community, you have to answer a set of questions. And it's not I'm trying to be nosy, it's I'm trying to figure out what you guys need from me. But that makes me passionate, that makes me excited, and that makes me feel fulfilled. And so what I want to talk about today, and make sure you print the worksheet if you haven't. If you don't have it, please go into thedaughterdiary.com/services/MMC. Drop your email in there. It automatically redirects you back here, but it's how I collect emails to put into my marketing system so that you guys can get notified. And so on that today is the free worksheet. But what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about you guys living and breathing your passion, something you love, something that is just who you are, and taking it and making it a money-making machine, or maybe a lucrative hobby. It doesn't mean you want to be a millionaire. Hey, Kelsey, doesn't mean you want to be a millionaire. It means you want to do it, and maybe making some money on it will help you do more of it, right? So these are the simple steps to developing your purpose and building your course of action. It's all about learning how to do things right in order to do them more. So the goal is developing your purpose and understanding to the steps to fulfill your life. So when we talk about self-fulfillment, like if you hate what you're doing, and this is where I was about 7 years ago now with the marketing firm, I'd wake up, I would cry, I was miserable, I was probably clinically depressed, and I was using shopping therapy. I never went and got diagnosed, but I know I was depressed. I even told Matt, I sat up one morning and I said, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. This is not my purpose. This is not who I'm meant to be. Like, I just can't do it. I quit that day. with no plan. I wasn't running my businesses then. I had no plan, no way forward. And over the next year, I dug into the trenches and I found my purpose and I launched my first business, Lottery Consulting and Scoping. And then it grew from there, right? I mean, you guys know I handle a lot now, but every step I took was putting me more in an aligned direction because I left the things that didn't suit me and I dove into who I was. Like, I am more who I am today than I ever have been because I'm fully living at that level of self-fulfillment. And I want you guys to be there. I want you guys to really embody that. And so how do we do that? Well, step one, we need to learn our passions. We have to like talk to ourselves and not just be like, well, I'm a mom. That's just what I do. I want you guys to do what's called a brainstorm. And I want you to sit down and jot down your ideas, things that you find interesting, things that you know a lot about, things that you are passionate about. When I sat down with my vision producer and I was like, I want to launch programs. I want to help people, but I don't know what. And so we started diving into, I'm proficient in time management. I'm really good with decluttering. I'm good with this. I'm good with that. And I sat down and I started writing what I was becoming passionate about. So that's what I want you to do. Are you crafty? Are you someone that loves to use your hands and work with things? Are you a great baker? Are you a chef? What does that look like? Do you love to sew and make things? And so diving into that, having that brainstorm, sitting there thinking about all the things, are you like an avid scrapbooker? What does that look like? Do you love to write? Do you want to publish someday? Do you want to start a blog? What does that look like? Dive in, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and about, I could tell you, go and start this business. If it's not something you're passionate about, you're not going to do good at it. And the quality is going to be terrible. Like that would be like me saying, I'm going to start Kelsey's bow business. I would just be terrible at it. So ask those closest to you. I think as moms, we often forget that inner monologue, like who we are through this process. And so it's always good to ask those around you, ask your spouse, ask your kids, hey, what's mommy good at? Like, what do you think mommy's good at? And you'd be surprised what people will say. So write down your strengths, write down what things you like to do, and really talk to yourself. Pro tip, make sure you do this when you have the time and energy. So set aside a little 20-minute window of some silence or some soft music and just connect with yourself. It's almost like a journaling activity, but just writing down your thoughts and feelings. On step one of the worksheet, I want you guys to write your top 3 to 5 passions and rank them. I'm passionate about a lot of different things, as you guys know, running businesses, decluttering, implementing routine systems. I love a lot of different things, but all of them are within the passionate umbrella of impacting and empowering moms and women. And as you dive into this brainstorm, it will grow and you'll understand it better. And so you'll be able to say, oh my gosh, like these things fit well together. I forgot I even did this, and these things work together. So sit down, maybe even make it a group activity, whatever that looks like for you. Step 2. So once we sit down and we learn our passions, we kind of dive into talking with ourselves again. Then I want you guys to make some time to expand on your passion. So what does that mean? You're actually going to practice it. Go and look at some of my lives from 2 years ago, because this page has been live for 3 years now. I was terrible at it. I would go live and be like, and I'm like, I'm sure there's more ways I can get better, but I started practicing. Like, if I'm going to show up and talk to women, I need to show up and talk to women. So I'm going to keep practicing it. Do the same for your passion. This is where you will take that hobby and start perfecting it and becoming that ultimate passion. You're going to step up and say, I'm going to be like the expert in this. I'm going to learn everything I can to learn about sewing in this trade, about baking, about whatever that passion is. Self-fulfillment will come from pursuing your passion. That means you have to make time for it. You have to do it. And guess what? If it's becoming a profession, it's a lot easier to do it when you're making money on it. So I want you to pick one of your passions from step 1, and I want you guys to sit there and spend some time. So if you're in the Routine Queen Challenge, this is perfect. You can decide where it will go in that work blocks every single day and work on it every single day. If you're like at 10 o'clock at night, from 10 to 11, that's when I'm going to work on it. That's when you need to work on it. But make sure you're blocking out time every day for that way forward. I'm writing a book right now because I'm so excited. I'm so passionate about it, and I can reach a lot of women. And I knew this is something I wanted to do after a few months ago. And I wrote Alicia's foreword. I was like, I want to write a book now, and we're going to write one together. But I was like, I need to do this too. I set some time, and in the Goal Getters Challenge, that was my challenge, is I want to get this book written. And it's taken me a little bit longer. I was going to do it in 30 days. I have a couple chapters left because I'm refining and researching and stuff. But I made time for it every single day. I blocked out time. I dove into it, and I really was honing in on my voice and everything. That's my passion, is creating a strong, empowered voice for you guys. So examples of this for you. You love to sew, so make time to sew every single day. If you're wanting to be a better cook and maybe start a catering business, start researching some recipes and diving in. Become the chef of your kitchen. Work on it every single day. If you're wanting to start a family business, get in and do it together. But work on your passion. So step one, learn your passions, reconnect with yourself, find out what you love and know, and then start expanding and practicing on it. Step three, think about how your hobby can impact others. If you're leading with money, so if you're saying, I want to do this because I want to make a ton of money, you're going to drop it. It's not something you're passionate about. We all feel like we need to chase money in this society because money equates to happiness, because it can get us things we want. But if you're doing this just for money and you're not passionate about it, quality is going to go like this. You're not going to keep it up. I saw someone who launched a business, and it plummeted in like 6 weeks because she just truly didn't love it and was just like, well, I gave it my all, but she didn't because she wasn't passionate about it. And that's why I say dive into that brainstorm first to find out what you truly love, because if you're going forward in this, you want to know it's the right thing. So think about how your hobby can impact others. We are impactful by nature. We want to do good. We want to do amazing things. So ask yourself, in what ways can my passion positively impact others? You may say it's just a sewing business, like I'm just sewing clothes, but how will that impact someone? Maybe you're making masks right now to protect people. Maybe you are making clothes for the homeless or for children that just don't have a lot of money, or they're coming out of child trafficking and they want to feel good. See how you took just sewing and turned it into impactful behavior. It will guide you in so many different directions when you're passionate about it, when you love it, and when you are impactful with it. Ask those around you, how can your passion help? Maybe it's something you don't know. Maybe you need to do research. Maybe you need to ask people. Do a poll on Facebook. If I were to do this, how could I help people? Who needs help? What do people need? What do they need when I think of this? Answer this question. If I could do this the rest of my life, if this is something I did the whole rest of my life, what would it look like, and how can I help others? Being entrepreneurs, we're blessed with something, and it's called grit. It's called grit, like being able to push through and persevere. But we also, all of us inherently within us, want to help. We want to be philanthropic. Like I told Matt, I said, I want to start this and I want to start that. And like this whole child trafficking thing, like it keeps me up at night because this is happening. And I feel like I'm letting it happen because I haven't been doing anything about it. I want to take what I'm making in my passion and help others. That maybe my passion isn't, I'm not rescuing children from child trafficking, but I can take my passion and impact in order to aid people. So when you're passionate about something, you automatically become more philanthropic, you become more giving, and you want to impact in everything. And especially as mothers and as women, we're nurturing by nature. So that's like what we want to do and who we want to be. So that's what I want you to ask yourself. If I could do this the rest of my life, what would it look like, and how can I help others? Come from that place. Don't put money first. Don't say, I'm going to make this. Like, it's important to want to make money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. I want to make a ton of money, but that's not the reason I show up here. I don't go live because I make money on it. I go live because I love being impactful. I love being helpful. I want to be what some of you may need at a certain time in your life. If you're very low, I want to make you high. I want to make you excited. I want to make you impassioned. So remember, your passion may just be a wonderful hobby, and that's okay. You may say, well, I don't want to ruin this hobby for myself. But also explore on how your hobby can help people and do good in the world, and this creates that self-fulfillment. When you start doing something for others, it not only becomes your precious baby, it becomes other people's precious baby. Every time someone buys my program, I feel like I'm giving a little piece of my heart to that person and saying, I hope that you can gain something from this too. It's not the sale, it's the impact that I am making from the sale. So that's step 3. I could go on about this all day, but I'm like super efficient today. I had a live right before this. I was an expert speaker in this community, and so like I'm kind of fired up. Like you can tell, I have like a lot of energy today, and it's perfect for this seminar on pursuing your passion. Step 4: grow your impact. I want you to take this, so you determine your passion. Then you're perfecting it and cultivating it and growing it. Then you're figuring out how you can impact others. Now it's time to grow that impact. Now it's time to take it and move with it. So what does that mean? What are you doing? Now that you've been perfecting your passion and determining how you can impact, now it's time to start actually impacting. I want you to scream to the heavens and everyone on social media what it is you're doing, what you need from people, and how can you aid them too. So I had one client one time. She's like, well, I'm not going to post on my normal page because I don't want to upset people. I'm like, is this something you love to do? And she's like, well, yeah, I love to do it. And I'm like, why don't you want people to know about it? She's like, well, I don't want to come across salesy, and I don't want to bug people. And I'm like, listen, people are going to stop like following you if you start something, and if you happen to be bugging them. That's just the way of life. Like not everyone's going to see your vision, not everyone's going to see your purpose. That's just the way it is. But if you're not giving it your all and wanting, like coming from a place of passion and purpose and impactfulness, how are you ever going to grow this thing into what you want it to be? She wanted to grow this enterprise really big, and I was like, you're never going to be able to if you don't get the word out there. And I felt that way at a certain point. I'm like, well, I don't want to constantly be posting on my personal pages about a blog coming, about working with this client, working with that client. And my vision producer said to me, she's like, Lisa, you're going to scream until everyone is listening. You're going to do that. If you're not doing that, then how are you fulfilling your purpose? And I was like, you're right. And then once I started getting into that groove, all of a sudden people started coming to me and asking me things and being like, can I have help with this? Only until I kept screaming and telling everyone, I do this, I can help you, let me help you. This is what I'm doing. I have this community you can come to. I keep saying it over and over and over again until everyone is listening. And it's funny, like I don't have as many dudes comment on my stuff because dudes are not my niche, you know? So, but I'm not talking to them. And sometimes they still even like my stuff. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to women. So the more women I can talk to, I'm going to keep screaming and screaming and screaming until everyone's listening. Grow your impact. Do not be bashful about it. Do not be shy about it. There is nothing to be embarrassed about starting a business or starting a hobby and loving what you do. What is that saying? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. If someone doesn't like that, they're not your people. They are not your people. So this is your passion. You define what type of impact you want to make, and you let everyone know your mission and your purpose in life. My purpose is to take the hot mess mom and make her balanced and blessed. I say that over and over and over again. And however many times I can do that, I will feel good about it, because even if I change one life, that one life may have made all the difference, and they may have needed that when they were at their lowest of lows. And I've changed more than one life, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And I know every time I impact someone, it impacts me. And like I show up and I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife, and I must irritate the crap out of Matt at night because I'm just sitting there and I'm like, like, and I'm talking about everything I want to do, and he's like, oh, but I'm passionate about it. And I'm impacting, and I tell him, like, I get a few messages a week of like someone saying, I couldn't get out of bed this week. And then I listened to your live and I got out of bed and I did more this week than I ever have. And like, I actually cry because that's what I need. And that's what someone else needed. And I helped them. That's being impactful. That's being passionate. And how, if I didn't tell people this is what I do and scream it to everyone, how would they have known? Like when I was reading an article about, and I think this is even less now because they keep changing the algorithm, about all of your posts are only seen like 10 to 20% of the time. So if you post something once, it's only being seen by 10% of your people. So imagine if you only do it once and then you're like, oh, no one listened. Oh gosh, keep saying it over and over and over again. And maybe you'll hit that 70, 80 mark and enough people are seeing it. Well, some people see it twice. Yeah. You love what you do. Don't be shy about it. So step 4, grow your impact. Step 5, this is where you're going to really act. You're going to grow your income. So you're going to take this passion of yours, something that you absolutely love and that is something that you care about. And there are 2 points I want you to remember for the rest of your life. Even if you leave this community today, I want you to take it with you forever, okay? Money can be made in virtually everything. If you go to Tiffany & Co.'s page, they're selling a paperclip right now, a paperclip, the little silver thing, for $1,500. Does that mean it's worth $1,500? No, but it's for sale. Someone's buying it. I mean, it's been for sale for a long time. People are buying it. So if you think you can't make money in something, you're very wrong. You can make money in anything, virtually anything. Pursuing your passion to make a living is not cynical or evil. It means you have found your calling. If you think that talking about, so if you're in an MLM and you sell Beachbody and you love talking about it because it changed your life and everything, if you think that's being salesy, well, that's not true, because you are living your purpose. You're living your passion. You love to talk about it. It has made all the difference in your life. If you sell Young Living and you're like, oh my God, like it's made me healthy, it's made me well, you're not being salesy. That is who you're living. It'd be one thing if you try to pitch, and I'll talk about this in a second. If you try to pitch something, you go live and you're like, I'm going to offer a decluttering program, and you have never decluttered in your life and you have boxes stacked around you. That's coming from a cynical and evil place where you're just trying to make money. But if it's something you live and breathe and do, like everything I pitch in here to you guys and I talk to you guys about is something I live and I breathe and I do almost on a daily basis with myself, with clients, with beta tests, because I test most programs before they launch, and with a team of people or people I pick. I'm like, you know what? I would like you to try this program. Can you try it for me and give me some what you think about it? I come from a place of like, I want to solve a problem and not just get a sale. Okay. So if it's not cynical and it's not evil, if you're pursuing your passion, I get told this all the time. Well, I shouldn't make money on what I like to do. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's the point of living. Like, that is the end all be all. If you're able to do what you absolutely love and you make a ton of money on it, or even make some good money on it, isn't that what we all want? Like, are you supposed to hate everything you do? And I think honestly, like, society has set that standard for us. I think a lot of us feel like, well, it's a job, you just have to do it. But you can like what you do. And especially if you've grown this business, and if anyone has started a business, they know it's a baby and you're starting it and you're actually like growing it and creating it. It is an undertaking. And it feels good. Like, it feels really good. So there's nothing cynical and evil about that. So grow your income. Start by putting yourself out there on social media to gain interest and popularity. I want you guys to tell people what you do. I was just talking about on growing your impact. if people don't know you do it, no one's ever gonna buy it. Like, and even if you're starting like a nonprofit and everything, tell people about it. Pull people in, say, you know what, you own a business, can you mentor me? Hey, can you be my accountability partner to make sure I'm getting things done? Hey, can you join my team? I can't promise you income right now, but can you be a part of this with me? Because I think you'd be the perfect person. I want to do this together. You don't have to be a solo entrepreneur. You can go into business with people. And you start by putting yourself out there. When I launched this business, I was very scared. I was very unsure because I hadn't done this before. So I called on the people I love and I know most, and I was like, hey, can you help me with this? Hey, I need your help. Like, can I bounce some ideas off you and see if this is even worthwhile? And when you call on people and gain their expertise and work with you, you create a collaborative environment, you create a collaborative team. And it's really amazing to see women working together. Like, there's nothing better than that. Cara Leba says women are better together. And I truly and honestly believe that, because when you work together, you're unstoppable. There is nothing that can stop you. So grow your income, work it, girl. Seriously, you grow, girl. Over the coming months, you need to do the following. So we're going to reiterate the points. Step 1, learn your passion. You're going to do that brainstorm. Step 2, make some time for your passion. That's your way forward. Work on it every single day. If it's something you're passionate about, put it at the forefront of your time. And you can make, like, you can't, just don't use kids as an excuse. Don't use kids as an excuse. You will find a way. Children can be a part of your life. It doesn't have to be this or that. You can do it together. Step 3, think about a hobby that can impact others. And then step 4, grow your impact. And step 5, grow your income. So over the coming months, I want you to do the following. Legitimize your business. So you're going to get licensing. You're going to get seller's permits. You're going to do everything you need to do. You're going to develop a website and social media pages. I'm sorry, but if you think just DM me for purchase is going to work, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work for long, and it's not going to be successful. It's not sustainable. It's not scalable. You're going to put the right tools in place. Create marketing campaigns and strategies to get the word out there to grow yourself, and then actually put time forward to grow. That's where I launched. So off of all of this, off of pursuing your passion, I have launched what's called 30 Days to Launch. It's a step-by-step guide workbook to take your passion, to determine your ideal clientele, what it is you're going to do, quality assurance, prototyping everything. You're going to implement this step-by-step guide in order to actually launch your business in 30 days. So you're going to take this passion that you're honing in on this free worksheet, and you're actually going to take it, plug it into the workbook, and get it going. What does that include? Like, what is this workbook? Okay. It's going to include 5 different steps all the way to launch. So you're going to legitimize your business. You're going to find out your ideal clients. You're going to find out who you're speaking to and why you're speaking to them. You're going to find out problems, solutions. You're going, and it roadmaps you, like, you're going to be doing this week. You're going to be doing this week, this week. You're going to come up with a brand identity and social media strategies. You are going to actually take every component, email marketing and everything, and actually apply it to your passion. So it's like a plug and play workbook. And the reason I've set it up this way is because I was doing live coaching calls for a lot of people, and I found the difference between products and services launch is not that different. So you are like, as you legitimize your business and launch it, the stepping stones are the same. We also run through front end and back end time management. So how is your process going to flow? And we talk about workflow and how it's actually going to function for your life. It's very important that you guys put systems in place, because if you are launching a business, you have to do things a certain way to make it sustainable. You also are going to dive in, if you're a product, are you a drop ship? So do you have products ready, or do you custom design on demand? Or if you're a service, do you offer instant access programs like this one is, or do you offer live coaching programs? What does that look like? If you're a relationship coach, do you have seminars? Do you have webinars? Do you need to build platforms for that? There's certain things though we do in order to launch for every business. And I have started a ton of businesses in many different realms. The process is the same. And so let me drop that here. You guys also, so this workbook's really cheap, and I want you guys to build it. And there's a checklist in there on the first couple pages too. So I talk about business and what it looks like. And then we dive into like determining who you are and then actually getting the components together for your business. On top of that, you can also choose the selection called with the one-on-one coaching call. So I actually walk you through the process. So if you have any questions along the way, we can have a quick chat, or we can have one large chat and actually develop your way further, like fine tune it for you, because this workbook is all encompassing. Like, here's all product things, here's all service things. This is what you do, when you do it, why you do it. But if you want more hands-on with me, when you purchase the one-on-one coaching with the program, you get it cheaper, because my rate is $85, and I believe I put it at $55 in here to be able to couple it together, because we're going to bounce off of that workbook. And this is, like I said, this is the same flow I use for my one-on-one clients, for any kind of coaching and consulting. Things tweak and change. Like if you need USDA, like if you run a food business, you can have this, like you need this component as well on top of seller's permits and stuff. You want to do this legitimately. I have so many people saying, I'm not going to go get a business license. And I'm like, okay, well, you might never get caught, but if you get caught, you're going to be in trouble, because you need to do it the right way. There is nothing more important than taking your business and making a legitimate operation, doing it the right way. Like, this isn't some like backdoor operation. Like, you want to do it the right way. And the workbook shows you, you're going to do this now. This is where you go to get this information for your business. You're going to go and define your entity. Are you a sole prop? Are you a partnership? Are you a corporation? This is how you start bookkeeping and do rudimentary bookkeeping. Like, it's very basic, but it's to get you guys started. And then the coaching call, you can dive further in, and I can get you more resources and tools. This is the way forward, though, for you to take that passion that you're going to pursue and actually launch it, fully execute it within 30 days. If it takes more than 30 days, it's not that big of a deal. It kind of gives you at least a starting point. You can get it. I mean, you have to work hard on it if you're going to do it in 30 days. And you have to start in week 1 with prototyping. If you're a product-based company, you have to create prototypes in order to get that quality assurance down. But you can do it. The biggest thing is, if you haven't honed that craft yet and you haven't really pursued that passion and dove in and determined what are good products to use, it may take you more time, especially if you want to niche yourself in like the organic, if you're using materials, or if you want to do 100% USA made. Like, there are certain things you may need to research on top of it, and it may take more than 30 days. But this foundation, this framework that I've created for you guys, is the steps that I utilize, and it can be very fast. We've launched a business, I think like the soonest was like a couple of weeks, and it was crazy and it was intense, but it's possible. It wasn't as good as I would have liked, because I want to take more time honing in on the brand identity and really getting the mood and the vision together. But it launched and it worked. Like, it actually worked really well. It was like my own personal thing, but like on the outside, like it looked really good. So I want you guys to get into this workbook. Feel free to add the one-on-one coaching if you guys need some assistance. You know, I'm always here for you, and I'm always here to help you. And really, this is something that is very important to me, because if we aren't living the life we want to live, we are not going to feel fulfilled. We're not going to be the mothers we want to be. We're not going to feel like we can be the people we need to be, because we're in resistance to our passion. We're in resistance to the things that truly make us us, that we want to move forward with. And so get the worksheet. If you don't have the worksheet, make sure you go to thedaughterdiary.com/services/MMC. When you subscribe, it's going to take you back here. So that's not a big deal. That's how people get into this community. But some of you never submitted your email. You were in this community before. Go in there, and I'll make sure I send out the worksheet to you guys, so you can at least dive in on this free stuff. But then take it to the next level and get the workbook. Next week, I'm going to be offering business tips, a tip every single day. I'm working on that this weekend. There's a lot I want to say about mom-owned businesses. So I'm going to be going live. I'm going to try, I'll have to look at my calendar. I'm going to try to go to live 2 p.m. every single day, but I'll put reminders on for you guys so you can see and you can join. And that's a good time to ask questions. Also, if I get some questions, I'll be popping on and talking about that as well. These are tips and tricks for mom-owned businesses, how to increase your efficiency, how to get that business going and actually make it profitable and make some money on it. You know, we're not always going to be profitable right immediately, but right when things click, things move. So, and you'll notice it's like opening the floodgates and it just works. And so get the workbook, because that's your actual checklist of how to do this right and the ways in which to do it. Because I guarantee you, if you Google it, you're going to fall into a rabbit hole, because there's so many different tips and tricks out there. This is the tried and true process for me and all of my clients, and the things that we did to launch and everything. So I'm going to hop off. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and let me know if you have any questions.